Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm back with my spring book haul. It's been another month where I'm not supposed to be buying many books because I don't know how long I'm going to be living in this house. But I've still managed to get quite a few, and quite a few good ones as well. So I'm really excited to share them with you, and I'm just gonna jump straight right in. Right, so this first book that I'm going to talk about is one that I've been so excited for, and that book is Release by Patrick Ness. I'm such a huge Patrick Ness fan, and I was so excited for this book to come out, and I actually got to meet him as well, so my copy is signed. There you go. You can kind of see. I really liked this. It's a sort of contemporary story with a fantasy twist, and it follows a teenage boy called Adam. He's in high school. He is gay, but he's from a very religious family, and they live in a small town in America. He actually has a secret boyfriend, and this book follows him over the course of one day in his life where everything goes drastically wrong for him and so many things in his life change. It does have a bit of a fantasy twist as well, but I did sort of prefer the contemporary side of things. However, if you're a fan of Patrick Ness or a fan of YA contemporaries, then I definitely recommend you pick this up. By the way, this is a completely random order. This is not the order I received them in because I cannot remember. Okay, so next is a book that I've wanted to read for absolutely ages, and that is Everything by Nicola Yoon. I read and really enjoyed The Sun Is Also a Star back in January, I believe, so I was really excited to pick this up. If you don't know what this book is about, it follows an 18-year-old girl who is basically allergic to everything in the outside world. I really enjoyed reading this, and it's a really short, quick read as well, so I really recommend it. So as you can probably tell, I've been loving YA contemporaries recently, and those are not the only two that I've bought. Oh no. I also picked up Beautiful Broken Things by Sarah Bernard. I was actually introduced to this because it's on the YA Book Prize shortlist, and as of filming, the winner hasn't been announced, so you know, it could be up for the prize. This book is a little bit different because it's basically about teenage platonic love rather than teenage romance, which was really refreshing for me to read. It basically follows two 16-year-old girls, Rosie and Caddy. They're best friends, they've been best friends their whole lives. They make friends with a new girl called Suzanne. Suzanne has been very unfortunate and has had quite a troubled past. It doesn't take long for Caddy to fall into a downward spiral. But yes, I absolutely adored this book. It really took me back to my own teenage years, which to be honest were not that long ago, but still. Okay, so the next book I'm going to show you is one that I received from Penguin Random House for review on my Instagram, and that is Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman. This is the first book that I read by Mallory Blackman, and I'm actually not really enjoying it, which is really disappointing because I really thought that I would. So this is a YA fantasy story. As you can tell from the cover, it is set in space, and it follows an 18-year-old girl called Olivia. She lives alone on a spaceship with her brother Aiden because years previous to the beginning of the book, a mystery virus wiped out the ship's crew. So right at the start of the book, they come across a group of human refugees on a nearby planet who they rescue, but not everyone is happy. And that is Chasing the Stars by Mallory Blackman. Right, so next is another book that I've wanted for absolutely ages, and I actually went along to a YA Book Prize event and I got this book in the goodie bag, which was really exciting. And that book is Nina Is Not Okay by Shapi Gorsandi. Sorry if I just completely butchered the author's name. So I haven't read this one yet, but I'm really excited to start reading it, hopefully in the next few weeks. The story follows a 17-year-old girl called Nina who has a drinking problem but doesn't recognise that she has a problem with alcohol until something happens one Saturday night. She can't remember what happened, but she knows it was terrible. I've heard a lot of good things about this book, so I'm really excited to start reading. Okay, so I'm going to move on to some slightly different books now. I think that is all of the YA out of the way. I keep on saying this is another book I've wanted to get for ages. I'm a big fan of the Introvert Doodles comics that I follow on Instagram, and the artist Marzi actually came out with her first book last year. So it's self-titled Introvert Doodles, and it's an absolutely gorgeous little book full of funny and relatable comics about being introverted or socially awkward. She has, I don't know if you can see this, she has a really cutesy style It's really, really adorable, and yes, very funny and relatable, and I highly, highly recommend it. Right, so this one is actually a little bit different than the books that I normally read, and it's actually the book that I picked up most recently, and that is Wave Me Goodbye by Jacqueline Wilson. I seem to have gotten so many books with lovely covers this season because look at that, it's gorgeous. So I actually picked up this book when I went to a Jacqueline Wilson talk in May, and I had a really, really lovely time. Jacqueline Wilson was my absolute childhood hero. I idolised her and I grew up loving her books, so it was amazing to see her actually in real life and hear her talk about her books and her life, and it was just lovely and wonderful and good. This book is set during World War II and follows a 10-year-old girl called Shirley who has been evacuated to the countryside. I believe she struggles quite a bit at first, but we have been assured that there is a happy ending. I've actually already started it and I think I'm really going to enjoy it. Okay, so the next book is one that I didn't buy. I actually was lent it by one of my close friends who absolutely loves it, and that is The Hitchhiker'S Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. And yes, this is a massive book, and that's because it is the first 4 stories all in one, so it is huge. This book is about 2 men, Arthur Dent and Ford Prefect, as they journey around the universe, and it is absolutely insane. It's so weird, but definitely in a good way. I've almost finished reading the first book, and I've actually gotten a bit out of reading it recently, so I need to get back into it because I have been enjoying it and I do want to finish it. But yeah, I really enjoy books set in space, so I'm really glad to have the opportunity to read this series. If you've seen my previous video, you'll know that I did a book swap with my good friend Christy, where she gave me these 3 lovely books. As it was a book swap, I gave Christy 3 of my own books to read, so if you want to hear about any of those, head on over to my previous video, which I will link down below, where we talk all about them. Okay, so I have 2 books left to talk about, and they are both books that I received for review. So the first one, I don't actually have a copy to show you, but it is The Other Side of Happiness by Aisha Malik, which I received from Bonnier, so thank you very much. I really, really enjoyed reading it. It was so good. So in this book we follow a young Muslim woman called Sophia. This is actually the sequel to Sophia Khan is Not Obliged, which I really, really recommend picking up if you get the chance. The Other Side of Happiness can be read as a standalone, but I definitely really enjoyed it, probably more as a sequel. So telling you what this book is about is kind of a spoiler, so if you're going to read Sophia Khan is Not Obliged, then pause this video and skip past the next 20 seconds. Basically, this book follows Sophia in her newly married life with her husband Connell. It's very turbulent, it's quite sad, but I really, really enjoyed it and thoroughly recommend reading it. So thank you to Bonnier for sending that to me. And then way back in March, Penguin Random House sent me a copy of My Not So Perfect Life by Sophie Kinsella. I really, really enjoyed reading this. It basically follows a young woman called Katie Brenner who has moved from Somerset to London to pursue her dream career, but everything is not going to plan for her. This is a really great light read that is probably perfect for the summer, so this is a really good time to read it. And then I thought that was the end of the video, but oh no, it's not. Of course it's not. Of course it's not the end. Back in May we had free comic book day, so naturally I had to go out and get myself some comic books, didn't I? Oh yes. I got a few for free and I did buy some as well, so I'm going to quickly go through those. I got quite a big stack of free comic books from Forbidden Planet that they were giving out in goodie bags, and those are these. I got quite a nice little selection. And I also went to the comic book exchange where I bought these. I've never heard of this series before, but it sounds really good, and I gave it a quick Google and found out that it's actually a crowd-funded comic book series, which I think is really, really cool. So I'm definitely gonna have to make time to read this soon because the artwork just looks lovely. It looks exactly like my sort of thing. So for someone who's not supposed to be buying books right now, I've actually got quite a few. If you've made it this far, then thank you so much for watching through this video, which I'm sure is really, really long. If you want to see more of me, you can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Julia's Bookcase. I'm especially active on Instagram, so come over and chat to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye!